Have you ever tried to run a program remotely, only to be met with a frustrating error message? If you've encountered the freeglut failed to open display error, you're not alone. Today, we're going to tackle this issue head-on. I completely understand how annoying it can be when your code runs perfectly on your local machine, but throws an error when you try to run it remotely. It's a common hurdle for many developers, especially when working with graphical applications. Let's dive into the specific situation at hand. One user recently asked, "How can I get around the freeglut error when running my code remotely without using X forwarding?" They mentioned that their code works fine when connected to a monitor, but fails with the error when running remotely. Sound familiar? Let's explore some solutions together. So, what's happening here? The error freeglut failed to open display typically occurs because the program is trying to access a graphical display that isn't available in a remote session. This can be particularly tricky when you just need to save screenshots without displaying anything. And stick around. I have a clever workaround at the end that will help you run your code without needing a display. You won't want to miss it. To address the issue of the freeglut error when running the code remotely, the user can create a virtual display using a tool called XVFB. This allows the user to run graphical applications without a physical display. Next, the user needs to set the display environment variable to point to the virtual display. This tells the application where to render the graphics. After setting up the virtual display, the user can run their C++ application as usual. The application will now use the virtual display instead of requiring a physical monitor. Finally, once the application has run, the user can find the screenshots saved as intended. This method allows the user to bypass the display error without needing to forward X. Fun fact: the concept of a virtual frame buffer was first introduced to help developers test graphical applications without needing physical hardware. It's a game changer for remote work. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution comes from another user who suggests using XVFB as your X server on the remote machine. XVFB stands for X Virtual Frame Buffer, and its main purpose is to provide X11 services without needing dedicated graphics hardware. This allows you to create a GL context and a window without relying on a GPU. Here's the clever workaround I promised. Using XVFB allows you to run your graphical applications seamlessly in a remote environment. This can save you a lot of headaches in the future. And there you have it. You can now run your code remotely without encountering the display error. Remember, using tools like XVFB can make your development process much smoother. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.